So here we go, the game that we have all been waiting for here at the 2014 PSP Mid-Atlantic Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. This was the Champions Playoff Bracket. Dynasty decimated damage to get to the final game, and then there was a close one against Edmonton Impact and Chicago Aftershock. Impact moved on. So let's check out these scouting reports for these two teams before we get to the final game.
Edmonton Impact came very close to winning the PSP World title last year, taking second at the World Cup. They then lost 3 of their top players to Houston Heat, and the future was uncertain for Canada's best team. But they went out and picked up veteran Rainey Stanzik from Damage, snake specialist Danny Park from the Ironman, the versatile Ryan Martin from Top Gun, and Nick Laval, the best player from Upton 187, to help rebuild around their solid core. Impact still fields a few of the best attackers in paintball. Justin Rabakoff and Justin Cornell are 2 of the best front players in the league, and they can play anywhere up front and have found success in the past against the top players in the world. Dave Baines is arguably the best back player ever to pick up a gun, and the Yakmek brothers, Zane and Zach, have emerged in the past few seasons as top flight gunfighters. It may take a few events for Impact to gel and find the game that they need to get back to the top. San Diego Dynasty came a half a second away from defeating Infamous in Dallas and moving on to the finals, but they took the semifinal loss despite a last-second dive from Oliver Lang, last year's Top Gun. Dynasty is the most successful team in the modern paintball era for a reason. They are amazing at every level of the game. They won the first 2 events last season, took second in Chicago, and ended up winning the overall season title. They will be a favorite here at the Mid-Atlantic Open. They have smart attackers, some of the best mid players in the game, and back players who are masters at shooting people off the break and closing points. Blake Garber will be pushing down the attack on the D side. Kyle Spickett and Alex Frazier will be moving down the snake side. One of the strengths of Dynasty is their versatility. They can move players around to suit whatever game plan they feel will be the most effective, with weapons like Brandon Short and Tyler Harmon. Ryan Greenspan can play everywhere, and since this field will see heavy guns off the break, Yosh Rao and Glenn Takamoto will be big assets. With their depth and experience, Dynasty could very well repeat their performance here last year and take the victory.
So welcome to the game we've all been waiting for. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. So Todd, these two teams, they fought long and hard through the prelims, through the semifinals to get to this matchup. San Diego Dynasty, 4-0 in the prelims, looking masterful out there. No holes in their lineup. This field layout, regardless of how difficult, methodical, whatever word you want to use to describe it, it's been Dynasty's field. They are just completely dominating teams out there and looking good doing it. On the flip side, Edmonton Impact, this would be a huge win for them. Dynasty won this event last year. Let's talk about Edmonton Impact real quick, Todd, before we get into this matchup.
Yeah, Edmonton Impact, I mean, they've been playing pretty solid. They haven't been running up the points on other teams. They've just been getting out there and getting wins. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. Dave Baines is playing huge for them. Zach Yakmek hurt his shoulder, but he is back in the game. Justin Rabakoff has been playing very crafty for them, getting kills, being alive, finishing games. Rainey Stanzik out there doing work as well. Justin Cornell, we've seen him play some pretty solid paintball all throughout the event. And when you're going to win an event, it comes down to consistency. But this is the finals. It's about who's going to play big. This is the last game of the day. Everything else that happened before this, none of that matters.
Now, for coming out to play the starting lineup for San Diego Dynasty, Kyle Spickett, Yosh Rao, Tyler Harmon, Alex Frazier, and Brandon Short. You know, Brandon Short had a great first start to this tournament. He was really the player for San Diego Dynasty that stepped up to set the pace and the tempo for their team. But across the board, everyone is playing well. Again, no holes in San Diego Dynasty's lineup. They were the 2013 series title winner. 2 wins for them, a second place in Chicago. They won this event last year. It's been a while since Edmonton Impact sat on top of that podium, and they went to the well with some young players to reform their team in the offseason. And it's pretty amazing that they've been able to get this far already. They also took second place at the World Cup, but this is a new team, new squad. You know, same core guys. They have, like you said, the 2 Justins, Cornell and Rabakoff, amazing attackers. They have potentially the best back player ever in Dave Baines. We'll listen to that in the scouting report. They got Rainey Stanzik out there as well, and looks like Baines, Rabakoff, Stanzik, and the 2 Yakmeks to start it off here. We are just a few seconds away from the start of this first point. You're looking at Edmonton Impact on your screen right now, getting ready to roll on the right-hand side. San Diego Dynasty on the left, Impact. Who's it going to be? Who's going to take this tournament? To start the point out, Dynasty, heavy guns off the break. They lose Ryan Greenspan right away, so big loss. Ryan Greenspan, one of the best players on the team, so versatile. They still have Oliver Lang. He's up in the center. Now you're looking at Rainey Stanzik, the new pickup for Edmonton Impact. There's Oliver Lang on your screen right now.
Yeah, they knew Ryan Greenspan had been going up to that can every time. Dave Baines not even worrying about trying to shoot the outside. Picks up Ryan Greenspan going up to that can. Big Kyle early, but also Rainey Stanzak getting shot for Edmonton Impact. So 4-on-4 right now. Edmonton Impact doubled up in the two towers in the middle. Oliver Lang, he is up in the middle of the field in that Dorito side can. Alex Frazier has switched sides. He has crossed up with Oliver Lang right now and doubled up. Blake Yarber is trying to get out on that Dorito side, but Justin Rabikoff keeping a stream of paint out there. Blake Yarber makes the bump. Does he make it out alive? Yes, he does.
Todd, on the flip side, Zane Yakmak was able to make it out on that D side into D1 as well, too. So very similar breakouts for these two teams, very similar secondary moves. You could say a little bit better. Actually, no, it's pretty much even up and field position. The only difference right now is that it looks like Edmonton Impact has doubled up that stand-up can. There you're looking at Alex Frazier on your screen. Now we're looking at the lineup for Impact. There's Rabikoff and Yakmek on your screen, right-hand side. These two teams rolling their guns, trying to look for an opening.
Justin Rabikoff right there, perusing the center of the field from the inside. Now looking to double up guns with Zach Yakmek. Calls the switch. Dave Baines switches to the outside. He is going to try and control Blake Yarber on the outside. Communication, very important on this field. Rabikoff back on the inside. Rabikoff switches back to the outside. There's Oliver Lang on your screen up in that center can.
Oliver Lang, the 2013 Top Gun Award winner, and he has looked amazing so far here this year as well. Did an awesome job up the center for San Diego Dynasty at the first event in Dallas. Dynasty taking fourth in that event, but as we saw in the scouting report before the break and the start of this matchup, Oliver Lang was so close to helping his team win, and Oliver's flipping out on Alex Frazier right now to try to get him to watch this lane over here on the D side of the field.
Yeah, Blake Yarber bumped from the Dorito 1 out to the Dorito side corner, so a little bit wider, but Justin Rabikoff still able to put paint over there onto Blake Yarber in that corner. Very important to keep your gun up and maintain gun dominance.
Look at this body language from Justin Rabikoff. You see, he wants to make that move. He's now backed up off the bunker. Now he comes back in, chooses to shoot towards the D side of the field.
Yeah.
These guys are mowing through their pods of paint, Todd.
And that is why Oliver Lang was yelling at Alex Frazier to stay on that snake lane. As Justin Rabikoff comes off that snake lane, Blake Yarber makes his move, and Dave Baines gets shot in the goggles out of that tower.
Huge gun coming off, and another big one too with Zach Yakmek in his injured shoulder. He takes the walk. So just a couple guys left alive for Edmonton Impact. Zane Yakmek and Justin Rabikoff, 4 bodies for Dynasty. They have the advantage.
Interesting right there what just happened to Zach Yakmek. I'd like to see a replay on how he got shot right there. So Justin Rabikoff now the only body alive for Edmonton Impact.
So nice work by San Diego Dynasty. It was such a close point there until a couple big kills for Dynasty. Blake Yarber got a shot on Zach Yakmek, and quick work was made on Dave Baines as well too. So 16:33 to go here in this matchup. Dynasty is going to go up by 1, and we're getting a look in the pits right now for Edmonton Impact. Let's listen in real quick.
Hey, everyone in those spots. If we go into the Canada, you gotta look inside, stay away from the bounce. Hey, we killed the 4. I know you shot up the middle. Hey, we need spots. We need spots. We need spots. Same guy.
Justin Cornell trying to load some pods up for his teammates. Dave Baines going to clean off his goggles. And there's Rainey Stanzik getting ready to roll again. So what squad is Edmonton Impact going to send out to play this next point? Let's check out the game matchup. On paper, Dynasty much better. Impact still a young team, you know, an old name, young team. Those new guys that they picked up, it's going to take a little bit away from their defending and finishing. Still got to give them some clutch ability, though, with Dave Baines and the Yakmeks in the back, as well as Rainey Stanzik, who has proven clutch over the years. San Diego Dynasty, pretty much flawless. Really can't take much away from San Diego Dynasty, as they have pretty much the same lineup they'd have had from last year in their 2013 series title. You're looking there, Todd, this is the replay you asked for here.
Yeah, see, this is why Zach Yakmek got shot, and that's what I thought I saw. I wanted to confirm it. So Zach Yakmek goes to load, and as he dumps that pod, Justin Rabikoff is shooting right over the top of his head, and he's holding that pod while Justin shoots it. So therefore, he's holding a pod with a hit on it. He's out, and that's why the referee called Zach Yakimek out.
So frustrating turn of events for Edmonton Impact fans out there, as it looks like, unfortunately, Rabakov did cause that kill. He was just shooting that lane, though, and that's what's tough when you double up those bunkers, man. So much can go wrong. So much can go right, though, and you don't have a lot of options. It's the safe play. When you don't want to risk bodies, you're going to see that a lot, especially when you're playing for all the money right now.
Yeah, and doubled up again in that snake side can. Both teams up the middle into that Dorito side can, doubling up. Tyler Harmon is the first body to go for San Diego Dynasty, the outside player in the Dorito Temple. So just Brandon Short looking across that way now. Yosh Rao thinking about switching. That's the big gun that's been holding up the snake slide all event for every team that has played San Diego Dynasty.
And then now on your screen, you're looking at Rainey Stanzik, the new player for Edmonton Impact, who came over from Tampa Bay Damage in the offseason. 15:47 to go. San Diego Dynasty with a 1-point lead. Edmonton Impact doubling up those back bunkers with Rainey Stanzik, the only player pushing forward. Dynasty, similar position for them, though they have lost a body, as Justin Rabakov got a shot on Tyler Harmon.
Justin Rabakov. And again, shooting over the top of the head of Zach Yakimek, and he gets shot in the goggles and is still in the ball game right now. I don't know why he keeps looking over Zach Yakimek's head.
So Rabakov now towards his gun towards the D side of the field. Oh, and it looks like Ryan Greenspan's going to take another early walk, Todd.
Yeah, Ryan Greenspan leaving early. That's huge for Edmonton Impact. Justin Rabakov switches back over the top of the head. Rainey Stanzak switches to the outside. Zane Yakimek gets into Dorito 1. Here comes Rainey Stanzak up into the A Fortress. He is trying to wrap around and get a shot in on Brandon Short. Just 3 bodies left alive for San Diego Dynasty. Yosh Rao and Rainey Stanzak tries to make his move. Brandon Short is able to pick him off. We've seen that a few times. Players trying to make that move on Brandon Short. He's able to tuck in and cut the lane down. Yosh Rao gets shot. Short tries to fill out. He makes it out there alive. Just Short and Spica left alive for Dynasty.
Todd.
Here comes Edmonton Impact.
Yeah, Edmonton Impact off of those kills was able to push up the field on the D side and up the center. Justin Rabakov bounces out of that stand-up can, and here comes Dave Baines and Zane Yakmek down the D side of the field. Justin Rabakov gets picked up, though, and it looks like just one player left alive. It's Brandon Short, back corner bunker on the D side of the field, looking at 3 bodies. Zane and Zach Yakmek and Dave Baines, and here comes Zane Yakmek to drop the hammer on the last player left alive for Dynasty, Brandon Short. So Edmonton Impact is now going to tie this game up. That flag being hung up here by Zach Yakmek. Again, Zach playing with an injured shoulder. You know, Lauren had talked to him before, you know, as there's a decent amount of break between the semifinals and this final game. The last game that Impact played was at 12:10 in the beginning of this afternoon, and now, you know, we're sitting here coming up on 5 o'clock Eastern time. So that's a good 5 hours that Yakmek has had to let that injury kind of set in, but he said he could barely lift his arm at the end of the game, but, you know, he's gotten through it right now.
It's crazy how Zach Yakimek and Justin Rabakov are playing that bunker. It's like Zach's only job is to play ahead, and Justin Rabakov playing all over the field.
Yeah, well, you know, very versatile player in Justin Rabakov. Let's check out the event kill count leaders. Oliver Lang, number 1, no surprise there. 35 kills for him in 38 points played with 25 deaths. Chris Sosine, look at that, 32 kills, 33 points played, 18 deaths. Ryan Greenspan chalking up a ton too, 31, 37, and 20. Justin Rabakov, the player we were just talking about, 29, 31, and 15. And Max Trailer from Upton 187 crew hitting into the top 5 with 28 kills, 39 points played, and 21 deaths. So those are our top 5 event kill count leaders here. Hopefully you had some of those guys on your fantasy team. I had Ryan Greenspan personally on my fantasy team. So yeah, man, nice work by Edmonton Impact to tie this game up. 1-1 is the score with 13:49 to play here. Still lots of time left, though, Todd.
Yeah, lots of time, but, I mean, these points are going a long time. 14 minutes on the clock, about 3 minutes a point averaging here. But, I mean, it's a duel. Both these teams are matching up the same breakouts. It's just a matter of who wins their gun battles once they get into the game. So, I mean, last point, you know, Impact has still shot a body early first, both of those points, Dynasty was able to come back.
And though Ryan Greenspan, one of the event kill count leaders, really not doing much so far as they've really keyed him out. He's died early twice, but you know, they're just going to keep running Ryan, man, one of the best players in this sport. So now Oliver Lang able to make it up, and that move is mirrored by Rainey Stanzik. So, oh, and Oliver Lang gets shot out of his spot. So early death from Oliver Lang. He's going to have to walk off with his 3 confirmed kills so far in this game here. 4 players left alive for San Diego Dynasty. Yosh Rao, Blake Yarber, Alex Frazier, Ryan Greenspan, but Dave Baines, he gets taken out. So Dave Baines takes the early walk. Rainey Stanzik, Yakmek brothers, and Justin Rabikoff left alive. Rainey Stanzik makes his move up to the center 50 fortress, and he is going to shut down that D side of the field. Paintball's a game of angles, man, and when you get up that field in the center wide, I'm sorry, when you get up in that center, you're able to look wide, and if no one has made it out on that side, even if they have, you really have a good job, or you can do a good job of controlling them up there.
And Alex Frazier looks like he stuck in a shot on Justin Rabikoff. So 3 bodies left alive for Impact. Zane and Zach Yakimek with Rainey Stanzik up there in the A. And looks like Blake Yarber again bails out to that Dorito side corner to try and get a better angle. Alex Frazier and Ryan Greenspan both still alive. And that Dorito, snake side can, Yosh Rao in the Dorito side tower. Blake Yarber gets a shot in on Rainey Stanzik as he comes up the field. Rainey Stanzik walking off 4-on-2 right now.
So Todd, though San Diego Dynasty lost Oliver Lang early, and Edmonton Impact had the advantage, Greenspan has stepped up shooting Dave and Rainey, 2 kills for him, and Alex Frazier stepping up shooting Justin Rabikoff. So just the Yakmek bros left alive here for Edmonton Impact.
Oh, and they even it up. No, they don't. Ryan Greenspan comes walking off, but so does Zach Yakimek. So Impact gonna blow the horn. 12 minutes left to go. So 2-minute point right there. And San Diego Dynasty, once again, Impact was able to strike first, but Dynasty able to fight back and win another point.
So Dynasty gonna, so Dynasty gonna spill back into their pits and talk to each other. They have a little bit of a lead here, but it was interesting to see Dynasty fight back, though they lost Oliver early. So with 12 minutes and 1 second to go, 2-1 is the score. Dynasty slightly up on Impact. We'll be right back after this.
Come on, guys. Great. Who's in, Rusty? Kyle. Kyle.
So welcome back here to the finals. There's Tyler Harmon, who came on to San Diego Dynasty last season and immediately made an impact with them. And such an emotional guy, you know, and in a good way, not like an emo emotional, more of like a hyper aggressive and positive guy. Very excitable, high level of energy for Tyler Harmon. And now there's Oliver Lang. Look how many pods Oliver Lang is carrying, even though he's been going up in front. I mean, we've seen him up in the center constantly, and it looks like he's stacking up about 12 on his back. Here we go. These two teams have played clean so far. Hopefully they can stay away from those penalties. And on the breakout, 4 guns up and 1 out wide for Edmonton Impact. Dynasty on the flip side, they send Oliver out to the D side, but it looks like they lose Blake Yarber trying to get out wide.
And once again, Impact strikes first. Every point in this match so far, Impact has been up 5-0 as the referee runs in, looks to check Josh Wimette. Rainey Stanzik going to get pulled. So Dynasty once again evening it up.
Oh, penalty.
Penalty being thrown on Yosh Rao.
Was that a minor or a major?
It
looks like a major. Todd, I see a minute and 55 seconds. So
yeah, that was a leg hit. That's definitely a major. Justin Rabikoff getting shot trying to play off of that.
How rare is that? We do not see Yosh Rao get very many penalties, let alone a major penalty, and in the finals. So unfortunately for Dynasty fans out there, a rare occurrence has happened, and Yosh Rao gets a major penalty. But on this field layout, we have seen many teams be able to fight those penalties out. Dynasty was able to get Brandon Short out a little bit over here on the snake side. You can see the eye in the sky. There's Yosh Rao. I'm sorry, Yosh Rao just got the penalty. Brandon Short, right-hand side of your screen on the snake side, and there's Oliver Lang in D1. So Shorty's right there. Oliver Lang still alive. 2 players, and that's the only 2 players left alive for Dynasty, but there's only 3 left alive for Edmonton Impact as Brandon Short and Kyle Spica got shots on Rainey Stanzik and Justin Rabikoff.
Yeah, Justin Rabikoff kind of dropped the ball right there, right when the major happened, getting shot. He was the attacker that they needed. You know, 2 bodies over there on the Dorito side for Impact. Zach Yakimek over here on the snake side for Impact all by himself, but Oliver Lang is in that Dorito 1, and he's got a ton of paint on his back, and he's going to dump it all at Zach Yakimek here in the snake side. So it's going to be up to Dave Baines and Joshua Met to try and push through Brandon Short's gun and get up, and there goes Dave Baines. You know, he's a big guy, but, you know, he knows how to move. And
Brandon Short taking the walk. Brandon Short getting shot out of his bunker. I think he got shot by Dave Baines. We'll see here. And so it's just Oliver Lang left, and Oliver Lang's just going to hide in there and really not even gunfight, hopefully just wait to get bunkered out. But it looks like in about 15 seconds, Dynasty is going to get their player out of that box. So worst case scenario is that at least they burnt the penalty off. Best case is that guy makes it out wide, and it looks like Kyle Spica's in there. So let's see Yakmek. The crowd is screaming for Yakmek to look at the box. Here comes Kyle Spica, but it looks like Oliver got a shot, and I think Dave Baines got shot too.
Ooh, Oliver
oh my
shot
God.
everybody.
But no, Oliver's dead. He traded out. I think Kyle Spica is the only player left alive. Oliver clocked in over there and got a shot on Yakmek and on Dave Baines, and that is why Oliver Lang is one of the greatest. Pushed against the wall, Dynasty up by 1. Everyone dies. It's just Oliver in the back corner bunker looking at 2 bodies, and he's able to get those shots in, Todd. So when Kyle Spica out, everybody was dead.
Wow. Kyle Spica walks out of the box like, guys, flag? All right.
1 more point for us. Sweet.
No problem. I got this.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it.
I can run that flag in. So nice work by Oliver Lang. Oliver shot Joshua Met, Dave Baines, and Kyle Spica had shot Justin Rabikoff before he had to go to the box. So, man, amazing work by San Diego Dynasty right now to maintain this league, and Oliver Lang stepping it up. 9 minutes, 8 seconds to go, Todd.
Oliver Lang's ridiculous. We'll be right back after this.
Don't worry about it. Oliver. What? You'll be coming up to the command center.
Going into these events, equipment's what matters. On our team, we're so talented. My job has fallen into like a role player's position. In order for Kyle or Brandon or Alex to make these moves, they need support so that we can win the tournament. And that's what I'm doing with this LV1. I'm able to go to a spot and get a lot of drop shots on people and really shoot just directly over a bunker where people think they're safe, and the next thing you know, I'm getting those kills. My name is Oliver Lang from San Diego Dynasty, and I shoot the LV1.
Get right back in the action here. 30 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Score is 3-1. Wow, again, Oliver Lang just beasting out in that corner and getting some kills. And now, can Dynasty continue to keep up the pressure on Edmonton Impact? And it looks like Edmonton Impact is going to call a timeout. So, Todd, if you were if you were the coach instead of for Omaha Vicious or Infamous, who you've coached before, let's say you're the coach for Edmonton Impact. What are you saying right now? With 9 minutes left, you're in the final game, you're down by 2. Obviously, the plays aren't very diverse, so a lot of it comes down to execution. What are you thinking?
Well, it is coming down to execution right now. You know, we've seen Rainey Stanzik die early a couple times, and, you know, he was one of the guys that's been a rock for them this event. You know, he's been alive, he's been finishing games, and, you know, he's died early. I don't know why they're not playing Justin Cornell right now. You know, Justin Cornell is small, fast killer. You know, I'd be making some personnel changes. Even Joshua Met, he got in that last point over there, but, I mean, those are guys that you want to get in the game, and, I mean, tell you the truth, Justin Rabikoff has made a few silly mistakes that have cost Impact big right now.
Yeah, I agree. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She's down on the sidelines with Kyle Spica from San Diego Dynasty.
I am down here with Kyle Spica. Now you guys are up 2 points. There's still 9 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock. They can come back. You were on the snake side. You came out and you talked to Oliver and you were smiling, telling him something. What were you telling him about that snake side?
Well, I got in the box and it was a 3-on-1 with Oliver left, and I came out of the box expecting to get shot, but somehow he shot all 3 of them, and I said I got all the glory basically because they thought I shot all 3 people, but he did all the work and then he traded out, so I just got to hang the flag and look pretty.
All right, they're up 2 points right now. It's 3-1. We'll see if Impact can get a point on the board.
Well, yeah, Spica, man, he's such a pretty man. I still think Lauren is prettier, but
it's close, though.
It's close.
Yeah,
it's very close.
Yeah, very debonair. So with the score being 3-1, again, it's coming down to execution, Todd. The game plans is not necessarily what's winning. These teams have very similar breakouts, very similar game plans. It's about who's winning their gunfights and who is able to push up the field effectively and take advantage of those situations that present themselves. And when you got a guy like O Lang balling out of control out of those corner bunkers there, winning 3-on-1s, yeah, you get to win. You get to look awesome for Kyle Spica coming out of the box to go hang that flag. So right now, here we go. 1 second on this break. Dynasty on your right, Impact on your left. 9 minutes on the clock. 5 guns up for Dynasty, and it looks like Edmonton Impact was able to make it to D1. Oliver Lang with his 12 pods diving into the 50-yard line. So he's going to be up there, and he's going to be up there with tons of ammo to expend to try to stop Edmonton Impact from pushing up on this D side of the field.
And Oliver Lang instantly goes to work on Justin Rabakoff, comes out high and tries to get a shot in on Justin in that can. Justin Rabakoff again switching back and forth in that can as Zach Yakimek just stays straight ahead. Joshua Met making it out to the Dorito 1 on the break. Rainey Stanzak and Dave Baines. Yosh Rao gonna get a check. Referee running in, checking on Yosh Rao, and taking off into Dorito 1 is Blake Yarber. Blake Yarber gonna ask for a check. Blake Yarber is...
This is a big kill if Edmonton Impact was able to get one on him, and then not. So looks like he's clean. There's Oliver Lang shooting through the cut in that 50 Fortress. 8 minutes left on the clock. Edmonton Impact is going to need to push forward. They're down 2. 5 confirmed kills for Oliver Lang. Justin Rabakoff, the confirmed kill leader for Edmonton Impact right now, with 4 confirmed. Also chalk one up for his own team. I don't think they counted that one, though.
Yeah, but all 5 bodies alive for Impact, and out wide on that Dorito side, gives them an opportunity to put paint back in on the snake side can. But Oliver Lang, has played that center A very masterfully this event. Looking underneath, getting shots in on that can. But Justin Rabakoff has also played that can very well, able to eliminate many players out of that A. So we are set up.
So, man, if I was Oliver Lang, I know he's going to want a gun out of there and try to get some kills, because Oliver, when he gets in positions like this, his MO is to start looking for that run-through. Not quite yet, still looking at 5 bodies. But really, since he's such a thorn in the side and Impact is going to need to risk a body to come and take him out of there, particularly if Blake Yarber can get out wide, which he does. So Oliver really needs to just control that lane, Todd, and hope that Impact sends somebody to get him so Blake Yarber or Yosh Rao can chop him up.
Well, that's just the thing, Maddie, and Oliver knows it. Being up points, he doesn't have to try and get any kills. And for them to dig him out of there, they're going to have to send somebody. So he can play tight in there, and look for a post up on one guy, not really Oliver Lang style, but he can at least just post up on that snake side can, not let anybody fill out to the snake side, and worst case, just tuck in and make somebody have to come get him.
Well,
but the thing is that every player that's trying to cut down lanes and shoot players behind Oliver have to respect his gun in the middle there. They can't just start rapping freely, because at any time, Oliver could pop up out of that fortress and put a shot in on about 3 different players.
Well, and Oliver looks like he's dropping some pods too. So starting to mow through those pods that he brought up to that center fortress. And Impact not in position to take him out, though, Todd. They don't have anybody forward. Their farthest forward player is D1 and the stand-up can in the center. So they really are going to need to try to put somebody in position. But what that means, because I know they're looking for it, the problem is that the players left alive in the backfield for San Diego Dynasty are just really putting a ton of pressure and keeping Edmonton Impact from moving up.
And Edmonton Impact's Justin Rabakoff gets shot right in the loader. on the outside of the bunker. He is going to walk off the field, and that might open up the door for Ryan Greenspan. Here he goes, bumping up into Dorito 2.
Look at how many pods Oliver has expended that are laying right next to him. There is like 6 or 7 empty pods. So it's tough, man. When you got somebody in the 50-yard line gun turreting towards you, it really stops the forward push. And that's why you see all 4 players for Impact pushed back into those back bunkers. Now finally moving up. Can Oliver get him out? No, Oliver lets him through. So Oliver's going to look underneath the A. So nice job by Impact to push through Oliver's gun to get up into D2. This is going to make life interesting, a little more interesting for Oliver up here in the center. Let's see what Edmonton Impact can do with this field position. Rainey Stanzik, Zach Yakmek, Josh Wilmette, and Dave Baines left alive for Edmonton Impact. San Diego Dynasty still 5 players strong. They have Lang, Rao, Yarber, Frazee, and Greenspan alive on the field, all 5 guys. Big move by, it looks like, is that Ryan Greenspan moving up on the D side of the field? It is. Ryan Greenspan moving into the 50. So now Ryan's going to be able to cross it up with Oliver, and they're going to be able to watch each other. Oh, but look at this. Oliver just got owned, and here comes the move up on the 50-yard line, and I think that's Josh Wilmette doing work over there for Edmonton Impact. Josh Wilmette clocking in, takes out Greenspan, takes out Oliver Lang. Josh Wilmette trying to win this point to pull within 1 for Edmonton Impact. What an amazing job by him going into 2 really big guns.
Just 3 bodies left alive for San Diego Dynasty. Blake Yarber is back there in that Dorito side corner. Yosh Rao still trying to hold off the snake side from the Dorito side tower. Alex Frazee has turned to the inside as Impact starts sweeping around to the snake side. Dave Baines and Zach Yakimek once again coming out here to the snake side, trying to put the pressure on Yosh Rao. Only gun over here this way as Alex Frazee is trying to lock off the Dorito side. Josh Wilmette furiously battling. Looks like he got a shot in on Blake Yarber. He does. Josh Wilmette is going to town right now on San Diego Dynasty, moving up that Dorito side.
Oh.
And I think Josh Wilmette might have just got a 5-pack there.
I think you're right. Josh Wilmette, it looks like Josh Wilmette, if he got Alex Frazee, Josh Wilmette got a 5-pack. He did. Josh Wilmette steps up in the finals to pull his team within 1 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. And that's, when we start talking about Edmonton Impact, a lot of people sleep on Josh Wilmette. That's not very smart to do because of stuff like this. Josh Wilmette over the years has proven a solid, consummate professional paintball player, and my God, you can't have a better performance than to come in, go into the guns of not only pretty much the entire crew, because Dynasty had a ridiculous lineup with Ryan Greenspan in the 50 Dorito, Oliver Lane up in the center 50 Fortress. You know what? Doesn't matter. Here comes Josh Wilmette charging into 5 guns, killing everybody in front of him. What an amazing performance. We got ourselves a 1-point game right now. And there's big Dave Baines. We're looking in the pits right now for Edmonton Impact. Wow, what? And they should be very happy with what's going on right now.
Take a look at this.
Yeah, so beautiful afternoon here at OXCC Paintball Park. I'm Andy Marshall with Todd Martinez. We're watching the final matchup. Edmonton Impact pulling within 1 of San Diego Dynasty. Who's going to win this match and win this tournament? We'll be right back.
The Earth. The Earth is beautiful. Earth is where we play paintball. It is important to recycle in order to save the Earth. Do not recycle custom paintball jersey designs. Get what you pay for. Get a fresh original design at rosalife.com.
Taking a look at the next lineup for San Diego Dynasty coming out to play this point. Joe Shroud, Kyle Spica, Brandon Short, Ryan Greenspan, and Tyler Harmon to try to solidify their win. Edmonton Impact is still down by 1, and they bring out Dave Baines, Justin Cornell, Josh Wilmette, of course, who's the kill count leader for both teams, 7 for him, Zach Yakmek, and Justin Rabikoff.
And Justin Cornell gets his first spin of the match. They send him out to the Dorito wide, and he gets shot. And Yosh Rao gets shot for San Diego Dynasty, so 4-on-4.
Well, Dynasty had decided to triple up that tempo, it looked like. And
yeah,
that's a tough one, man. They did triple it up, right?
Yeah, they tripled that up right there because there are still 2 bodies in that Tell Temple on the Dorito side. So not going to be a lot of time here for Edmonton Impact. It's a 4-on-4. They are mirrored up, but somebody is going to have to go on the offensive. 2:38 left to go. Dynasty, not an easy team to dig out. Edmonton Impact has Joshua Met in there with Dave Baines. And
oh, major penalty, I think, on Dave Baines. Disaster strikes for Edmonton Impact with 2 minutes and 18 seconds. This could do it here. As there's only 2 players left alive, they might want to think about blowing that horn, Todd. What do you
Kyle
think?
Spica just got shot for San Diego Dynasty, so 3 bodies left alive. It's only going to be about 20 seconds when Dave Baines gets out of the box. That major penalty was on Joshua Met.
Oh, man, what a 180 right there. Joshua Met had one of the games of his career in the final, shooting 5 Dynasty players to pull within 1, but then gets a major playing on penalty.
Yeah, it's going to be up to Justin Rabikoff and Zach Yakimek right now. If Impact's going to be able to get this last point, Brandon Short launches up the middle. He goes into that Dorito side can. I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, there he goes on into the A. He's going to have to force one of these Impact players to go get him if he starts gun battling. Almost gets a shot in on Zach Yakimek, and Brandon Short comes across the field, and he shoots Zach Yakimek, so it's a 1-on-2 right now as Tyler Harmon and Ryan Greenspan start to spread the field. Tyler Harmon starts attacking up the Dorito side. Ryan Greenspan going to break out to the snake side corner and just sit there and live for the next 1 minute and 10 seconds. So Justin Rabikoff, best case scenario for him is he tries to push into a gun. It's going to be really hard to run through several zones as Ryan Greenspan in that snake side corner can just pound him from that spot, and Justin Rabikoff would have to not only put him in but charge into Tyler Harmon.
Well, Todd, Dave Baines is going to get out of that box before this game expires. So Justin Rabikoff, the last player left alive for Impact, but Dave Baines will come out of the box, but not with very much time. There's 20 seconds left, so 18 seconds will be on the clock when Dave Baines comes out of the box.
And that time is ticking away right now. 30 seconds left on the clock. Dave Baines set to launch in 5. And here comes Justin Rabikoff going at Tyler Harmon. Tyler Harmon doesn't know that he moved. They're going to switch guns on the box. Justin Rabikoff tries to get a shot in on Tyler Harmon. Justin Rabikoff goes down the side, slides into the 50 Dorito. Tyler Harmon, he is still alive. Referee checking him. Justin Rabikoff, does he get a shot in on Tyler Harmon? Dave Baines and Justin Rabikoff working on Tyler Harmon.
And that is going to do it. So San Diego Dynasty, though it got a little bit crazy at the end, is still able to take the victory here in this 3-2 matchup.
And look at Ryan, pack empty, gun smoking, walking off the field right there. And what a close finals match. And for that to be determined.
And look at the celebration in the pits for a triumphant San Diego Dynasty. Tyler Harmon feeling the positive energy brought to him by this victory, and Yosh Rao smile on his face.
Let's go!
Wow.
Good job, dude! Let's go! Good job, guys.
Wow, that major penalty, such a big factor there at the end. Really costing Edmonton Impact.
So unfortunate for Joshua Met. Joshua Met went out and had one of the best games, one of the best points we've ever seen him play, pushing into guns, looking at 2 bodies at the 50. It didn't matter. He gets up there, handles Oliver, handles Ryan, shoots the last 3 players left alive, kills 5 in 1 point, and then the very next point gets that major penalty. So very frustrating for Edmonton Impact fans. They came so close to defeating the monster that is San Diego Dynasty. Dynasty going undefeated here at the PSP Mid-Atlantic Open.
Yeah, excellent performance by Dynasty. Got to give it to them, though. You know, they came out here and played hard all weekend, beat every team that stood in their way, and, you know, that's something that's very, very hard to do. But, you know, repeating as they won this event last year, San Diego Dynasty getting a first-place win.
Got that MAO magic, man. For some reason, Maryland is their good luck charm, and they come to this event and just dominate. So hats off to Ryan Greenspan also, who was able to finish out that point. And like you said, man, he finished with no paint left, gun smoking, and left it out all on the field. He had 2 confirmed kills in that match. Brandon Short really stepped up also for San Diego Dynasty, 4 confirmed kills for him. On the flip side, Justin Rabikoff pushing into guns, last player left alive. It was 1-on-2 for a little bit. He had 5 confirmed kills as well.
Yeah, but I think the biggest point there, other than Joshua Met's 5-pack, was Oliver Lang winning that 3-on-1 when Dynasty was in the box, able to allow them to score that go-ahead point. And man, you know, if I'm going to have an MVP of this event, it's got to be Oliver Lang. Tons of kills, dominating the field, really controlling the momentum of Dynasty throughout the event, getting up in that middle, getting tons of kills, and everybody just playing off of him.
Let's just
for
call
the second event in a row.
Well, let's just call it right now. Oliver Lang, MVP of the finals. When you pull off a 3-on-1 for the swing point, you know that was the game was not won yet. I mean, yeah, lots of great performances. Joshua Met did have that ridiculous 5-pack, but when push came to shove, and Oliver Lang literally was pushed into the back corner bunker on the D side of the field, looking at 3 bodies, he knew. You know, again, Oliver has been doing this at such a high level for so long, since he was 17 years old. The man is now 32. So you can only imagine how many hours, literally hours, that he's had behind the gun. You know, we once did the math with Yosh Rao one time. The top level guys on Dynasty have literally played more days of paintball than the days that they went to school, K through 12.
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, so let's check out the event kill count leaders. No surprise, MVP of this final matchup here at the Mid-Atlantic Open. Dynasty taking the victory. It's Oliver Lang, 37 confirmed kills, beating out the number 2 guy, his buddy, his teammate, Ryan Greenspan, 33 kills. I'm sure that's going to be a little smack talk, as always, between Ryan and Oliver in between events. As Oliver beating out Ryan there in the kill count. 41 points played for Oliver, 40 for Ryan Greenspan. More deaths from Oliver, but Oliver's really always in perilous situations. They were sending him up to the center. Any point that he could get up there, he was going up there. Chris Sosine also, Justin Rabakoff, and Brandon Short. 32 kills for Chris Sosine, Justin Rabakoff 31, and Brandon Short 29. So 3 of the top 5 kill count leaders from San Diego Dynasty. Brandon Short really stepped up for them. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly with the champions.
All right, I am down here with Tyler Harmon and Ryan Greenspan from Dynasty. They just won first place.
Mic check 1, 2. Let's go.
I don't know. Oh, 1, 2. Okay, I get it. 12.
Let's do it.
I get it.
Tyler, I saw you freaking out a little bit on the Dorito side when J-Rab was running down. You guys had a moment. What was running through your mind?
Lots of moments. Shout out to J-Rab, I love you. But yeah, it came down to a little battle in the end there, and you know, we just had more points, and we did it. We did it. Yeah.
Ryan, you guys went completely undefeated, something that nobody has been able to really do on this field. Did you figure something else out about this field that nobody else could figure out?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what we figured out. You know, just play slow, play smart. Try not to get stuck in the mud. That was the biggest issue. Don't get stuck in the mud, man. Send Oliver up the center.
Don't get soggy out there.
13 pods. I ran out of air one game. Never done that before in a tournament.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Congratulations, guys. You got first place. That is it down here on the sideline.
Yeah, so I'd like to send a shout out to all the winners today, as in the D4 finals, it was Prime taking down Notorious. Chicago Warp stepped up, actually, you know, putting it in the bag.
Put one in the bag,
put one in the bag for sure. Chicago Warped second at the first event, first here. Chicago Warped looking like maybe that's a team that could bounce up to D2 next year. And then Rack City took that awesome one-on-one victories, man. Rack City, it was a tie game with the Bears at the end of regulation play. They went to the sudden death, or went to overtime. We still couldn't figure out a winner, so we went to the only shootout that we got to see. Rack City went into those one-on-ones and just blew the Bears apart there in those one-on-ones. Quick kills, too.
Yep. And then, of course, we had the Revo DC Devastation game where DC Devastation was able to get themselves a win. The Challengers Division Finals taken by Houston Heat in dominant fashion. They get themselves a win. And then, of course, here, our Champions Division Finals, San Diego Dynasty.
Well, the cool thing now, and you know, in these divisional games, DC Devastation, only their second event here in D1, and able to take the victory. So that was quite impressive. But yeah, definitely a big shout out to Houston Heat, who was just dominant in their win over Moscow Red Legion 7-0, proving, hey man, we are not going to be held down in the Challengers Division. Look for us in Chicago. But Moscow is going to make it into Chicago in the Challengers Division, or Champions Division 2. And then Dynasty winning the event. So let's check out the highlights here. This is that game, infamous 187 crew, as and a shocker there, as Upton 187 crew preserves their champion league spot. Los Angeles infamous, they won the first event in Dallas, and then now they are going to be getting relegated down to the Challengers Division.
And there is Upton 187 celebrating at the end of that game, Max Trailer.
And Dan Zaleski.
And here's Matt Sossman walking a flag in, not realizing there's a body in the corner and getting shot. that made me kind of upset.
And there was Art Chaos, Alexander Burnikoff, and they played their game against Omaha Vicious, but Vicious was able to take down Art Chaos to preserve their spot in the Champions Division. Todd, what was that game like?
Oh, man, it was crazy. It was pretty intense, you know, able to pull it out there at the end. But, you know, Art Chaos, they're a solid team. They're going back down to the Challengers Division, but, you know, maybe that's what they needed to come back out here in the Champions, you know, get sorted out. But, I mean, everybody thought that they were a favorite. And it just goes to show that any day, you know, teams that are ready to have experience, that have played together, you know, can defeat a team of superstars.
Yeah, and then we went into that San Diego Dynasty Tampa Bay Damage semifinal matchup that San Diego Dynasty was able to win, as you saw there. And then we went into that Chicago Aftershock Edmonton Impact. But Shock just continuing to earn respect. And I was able to talk to Carl Markowski during the lunch break, and he was just all smiles, man. So happy that people keep counting them out and keep expecting other teams to beat them. And though Edmonton Impact did defeat them in that semifinal matchup, Shock still looking real good here in the Champions Division.
And here it was, that D4 final game, you know, with Chaos. Absolute Chaos.
That was actually the D3 final game. Chicago Warped against Absolute Chaos. Absolute Chaos took the early lead 2-0, but then Chicago Warped stormed back and ended up winning that match. And there was the triumphant last player alive for Chicago Warped to hang that flag up for them.
And here was that game with Prime, who just ran all over SA Notorious.
Yeah, and Prime looked real good, you know, and they had talked when we interviewed them. They had talked about how much they had been practicing and how much they wanted to win this event. And then we went into that crazy Bears and Rack City game. That was one of the most entertaining games of the day, just because of how chaotic those points were and the fact that it went to those one-on-ones.
Yeah, there was the end of regulation.
These were those.
Here's the first one-on-one.
Went to those one-on-ones, and Rack City was just able to just chalk them down. Really, the Bears didn't pose any sort of problem for them in those one-on-ones.
Here was that second one-on-one between Rack City and the Stratton Oakmont Bears. Turn around, both just gunning up hard right away. And then charging up to the A, and then getting shot and getting a penalty, which means that time did not become a factor at the end of that one-on-one. And there's the Rack City celebration.
Yeah, so Rack City champions in the D2 bracket. And then we watched DC Devastation play against Revo like we had talked about. And Revo, longtime team in the divisional ranks. We always have seen them, not always, but many, many times we have seen them playing on this field right here on the webcast and playing for that win. And then we saw Houston Heat just completely beat the brakes off of Moscow Red Legion. It wasn't even close, 7-0, and the biggest blowout that we've seen on this field all event long. And then we headed in, and there was that shot that Justin Rabikoff accidentally shot Zach Yakmek's loader or his pod to give him that or to get that kill. Fortunately for Justin Rabikoff, but Justin Rabikoff did play great for, and that was an accidental kill. But Dynasty, a little too much. Look at all those pods on the ground for Oliver Lang until he got smoked by Joshua Met. Look at Joshua Met, man. Joshua Met storming down, and then it was Ryan Greenspan throwing his pod in the air, pumping his fist, and another win for San Diego Dynasty. And now San Diego Dynasty, they have won 11 events, and they are now the most successful team ever in the PSP, eclipsing the record set that by Moscow Red Legion. So before we sign off, let's head to Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I am here on the podium with DC Devastation. They won first place for D1. How does it feel, guys?
Amazing. I mean, a win's a win, boys.
You guys played your rivals, Revo. I know you practice them a lot. Do you have anything to say to them for putting up a good fight?
I mean, we owe Revo a lot. For the last 3 years, we've been battling out with them, and they've taught us so much. And because of that, we are where we are. Like, those guys are great players, great people. PAP is a great field. Love all those guys.
Is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, of course. So first and most importantly, GI Sports, Steve Rabikoff, Cindy, everyone there, great people. They help us a lot. The paint, by far the best shooting paint in the world. That's why every team up here is a GI team. And then you got Jimmy's Tees. He hooks up with all the good T-shirts. We'll walk around the event. Exalt, those guys are absolutely amazing. We're all shooting the bolts. Skyline. We got Skyline. Obviously, that's our home field. They do everything for us. Great people. It's Sue and Chris Haynes, amazing. If you're looking for a field, that's the place. GB20 Designs, if you want the fresh jersey, he's got that Nationals jersey right here, people. And HD Bros for the amazing coverage. They always take great care of us. Anyone else? Am I missing anything?
Significant others who support you through everything?
Yes, and then obviously Lauren, Kelly, my lovely girlfriend.
All right, congratulations, guys. You have a chant you want to do or anything?
No, not really. Just
Yeah, let's go.
free. There we go.
Let's go, DC.
Just no, nothing. Yeah, three-peat. MAO. 50% of the events we've ever played, we've won as DC Devastation. So we rocking and rolling this year. Keep it up.
Congratulations, guys. Thanks. We'll see you in Chicago.
That's going to do it here from the 2014 PSP Mid-Atlantic Open, the second stop on the tour. What an amazing event, Todd. We saw, so many different charismatic games out of all these teams out of here, and kind of just setting the stage for the third event. As we head to Chicago, now the narrative has become a lot crazier because we've seen, Art Chaos is going down into the Challengers Division. Infamous is going down in the Challengers Division. You know what's crazy? The series title is wide open. Yeah, obviously, you got to give it up to teams like, obviously, Dynasty. They took fourth at the last event. Fourth on the last event. They won this one, so Dynasty definitely the early favorite here because Infamous getting knocked down to the Challengers Division, so they're going to, the best they can do is 11th for their overall series title, kind of throwing a little monkey wrench into the works. But before we sign off here from the Mid-Atlantic Open, let's check in with Lauren Kelly again down at the award ceremony.
Podium, they won third place for D4. How does it feel, guys?
Feels good. Feels good. It was a battle. It was a battle.
I bet it was. We saw a lot of battles this weekend. Is there anyone you want to thank?
First of all, I want to thank HK Army. They helped us out throughout the whole season. Also want to thank ABC Paintball. They gave us a good home field. So also Avid, also Empire, who, supplied us with some good paint for this tournament.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, Storm Riders. Third place in D4. There you go.
All right.
All right, you know who these guys are. I have Heat up on the podium. They won first place, and they're bumping up to the champions bracket. How are you guys feeling?
Feels good to come back. It was a little embarrassing to actually go down, and we put a lot of hard work in, and we came to do what we had to do, and we served our time, and we're coming back.
All right, is there anyone you guys want to thank before you have to take off for the airport?
Yeah, without a doubt. I'd like to thank Raza Life, GI Sports, DLX, OGO, yeah, Contract Killer, for the clothes and everything. Helen Photography, so number one photographer, and two special people is Randy Smith and Mama D, Dana Kelly Smith. So thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Well, can I see a little more excitement here? You guys kind of low energy.
Expectations.
All right, thanks, guys. Congratulations. up here with Jersey Storm. Now they got first place in D3. How does it feel, guys?
Great, great. Long time waiting. Long time waiting.
Bunch of old guys.
Bunch of old guys here, but we pulled it out.
You guys don't look old to me. Is there anyone you want to thank?
We would like to thank our sponsors, which is Long Live, where we play. We were shooting Evil Paint. Who else?
And GI.
Top Gun. Top Gun helped us out. Also, Die and First Shot.
First Coat Paintball.
That's right. They definitely helped us up, and yeah, it was a great event. Thank you.
All right. Well, congratulations on your first place win. We will see you in Chicago, right?
Yes, we will.
All right. Thanks, guys. Congratulations. We have Chicago Aggressive up on the podium. They are your first place winners for D4. How are you guys feeling?
We are absolutely excited today. Holy cow. It's what we're working for so hard. Through MWXL, Paintball Explosion, and TCP Grand Rapids, all the great training they've been giving us. Man, absolutely excited. Loving it.
Absolutely. Is there anyone else you want to thank?
We got OCD Paintball. We've got Ninja. We got Empire. You know, anybody? TCP, baby, TCP. Yeah, Rick Steinbach from TCP Machine. Those guys, Explosion. Yeah, all these guys out of Chicago, Midwest, and Michigan, you know.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right, well, congratulations, guys, on your first place win. That's awesome.
You see you guys in Chicago.
Yes, you will.
This is the Earth. The Earth is beautiful. Earth is where we play paintball. It is important to recycle in order to save the Earth. Do not recycle custom paintball jersey designs. Get what you pay for. Get a fresh original design at rosalife.com.
Well, here's your second place winners, Moscow Red Legion. Thanks for that. How are you guys feeling about your second place win?
Right now we're feeling much better. Yeah, a little sweaty, but anyways, it's pretty salt. Yeah, cause like it's hard to get a loss like with 0 score. But anyways, we did a little better than last time. Yeah, and really hope that Pro Division will teach us also something else over there. Yeah, but anyways, thanks for the sponsors who are supporting us. You know, we're a long way. Yeah, all rebuilt. It's Valka, Magdaf, Virtue, Guerrilla, Paintball Photography, Drum, Social Paintball, yeah, and Guerrilla Air. So those guys are supporting us. They're our back and really happy to have their gear and get out to the Pro Division back. So shall see what's going to happen next time.
Well, I am loving the excitement. Welcome back to the champion bracket. We will see you in Chicago, guys.
It is great to see Moscow Red Legion back in the Champions Division. Obviously, still some work to do, like Kirill just said, Todd, and the fact that they have all those young Russian guys on the team. They did pick up those tauntauns. It's just great to see Kirill still playing the game, to be honest, with that torn Achilles tendon that he fought through. So yeah, congratulations to all the winners here at a very hard event to win. 181 teams here at this PSP event. Chicago is going to sell out. It's at one of the best fields in the world, CPX Sports. Late June, man. Go to pspevents.com. Get your team in the fight. That event for sure is going to sell out. So let's check in with Lauren Keller. She has Edmonton Impact, the second place finishers.
I have Impact up on the podium right now. They are your second place winners. I know it's another tough win for you guys, but second is awesome. How are you guys feeling?
Of course, disappointed because we did get second place. We feel we kind of gave that game away, especially with the 3-on-1 that we gave to Oliver. And we bounced him in the lens, and then he ended up shooting all three of our guys. So, it sucks. We get a lot of second places, but improvement from last event, and we're always looking to improve, move on, and there's 3 more tournaments this year, and we're looking for a couple wins. So,
first place is right around the corner. I feel it for you guys. Who do you want to say thank you to?
All our sponsors: GI Sports, Planet Eclipse, Virtue. Who else we got here? Paintball Photography, Bart Yakimic, of course, our sponsors. All our pit guys, everything. The PSP, the refs. It's a great event like usual, and just look forward to the next one.
Awesome. We can't wait to see you guys in Chicago.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys. Congratulations.
Great to see Edmonton Impact with that second place finish there, Todd. It's another young team, to be honest. Instead of picking up some veterans. I remember talking to Dave Baines when that move happened. He's like, hey, I've got some news to break for you. We went a little bit alternative from what everyone else is doing. A lot of other teams, Houston Heat, Damage, they went after some big name players. But they went and picked up these young guys. And I really think Impact, with the fact that the Yakmek bros are playing so well. Dave Baines, again, he's always plays well. And they have the 2 Justins, and now they got those new guys on the team. So I really think the Edmonton Impact is going to continue to be in the hunt here.
Yeah, the longer they keep this team together, the better they're going to get. And, yeah, they've gotten some second-place finishes over the past couple years. But, if you keep knocking on that door, eventually you might just decide to kick it right in. And I think Edmonton Impact, very likely that they get a win this year. We'll see how it plays out. But, hey, both of these first 2 events have been wild and crazy events. We've seen different teams up and down. So, the rest of the year is going to be awesome. Can't wait to see what's going to happen in Chicago. Always one of the best events of the year. Probably the second best next to World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely the second best event next to World Cup. The last time that Edmonton Impact won an event here in the PSP was in the very beginning of the 2010 season. So here we are 4 years later. Edmonton Impact did lose a close one to San Diego Dynasty, but like we've been saying all event long, it's pretty amazing they've been able to coalesce that squad so quickly after losing 3 core players. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly and our victors, San Diego Dynasty.
Ready, ready, ready. 3, 2, 1, party!
Hey guys, I am here with your first place winners. Congratulations. Obviously you're excited. What made the difference? You guys just killed everyone out there. What did you have that other teams didn't?
We just came in there with this love mentality. Rusty really brings that love out of us, and that's why we play. We're sad when it's over.
You're missing the party over here, but
all right, I got plenty of time.
Rusty didn't make it to Dallas. Was it a big difference having him here for this event?
Yeah, absolutely. Rusty's a core member of the team. It's just like if Alex or Ryan or myself was missing.
Yeah, I miss bugging him on the sidelines also in Dallas, so make sure you're there for Chicago. Anyone you want to thank?
I think we'd like to all thank each other. Yeah, more than anything. We do this for each other. Oh, yeah.
I got no voice.
HK Army, Planet Eclipse, all the guys that make us wear the cool stuff to look good, to win tournaments.
You guys do look good, I'll admit. Congratulations, guys.
You
oh,
too.
Gosh,
and Maddie and all the people and all the referees and the organization, all the good stuff.
All right, thank you guys so much. We will see you in Chicago.
Wonderful.
Well, there it was, the finals MVP here at the Mid-Atlantic Open. Oliver Lang, what an amazing 3-on-1 performance in that key point. That was the difference there. So thank you guys for tuning in to the PSP 2014 Mid-Atlantic Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez. And on behalf of Steve Rabikoff, our entire production crew, so much goes into pulling these events off. and we really worked through some technical difficulties here, but we were able to pull it off. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please help us spread the gospel, man. This is a sincere plea from my heart. We're trying to do as much as we can to help the sport, but we need your help. So do all you can to help us fight the haters, spread the love, and also sign up for the next event, man. Best event, the second best event in the world is the PSP Chicago Open, Todd. It's always a great event, and so expect nothing but crazy games, as now these teams have had half the year to refine their attack. It's going to be awesome. Sign up early. It's going to sell out for sure. 181 teams at this one, and it's probably, if they can fit them, we'll try to get as many people in as possible. Thank you, guys. That's it, man. We're closing it out here in 2014 PSP Mid-Atlantic Open. I'm Matty Marshall, Todd Martinez. We will see you guys next time.